So when I started the business and hired Clay, our bank account was sitting on zero, and we ended the year of 2020 with almost a $900,000 revenue. We were between 35 and 40% profitable. My name is Kirsten White, and I am from Charlotte, North Carolina.
All right. And how did you originally hear about the Leadership Initiative, Kirsten?
So I was introduced to the Leadership Initiative through a friend of mine who I do business with. He is a builder in the Banner Elk area, known him for years. And when he knew that I was getting ready to start my own business, he bluntly said, "You've got to talk to Clay and his team."
All right. And so since working with us here, what services has our company provided for you?
You guys have provided business consulting. So what I have liked most about working with the Leadership Initiative is being able to team up with a coach, Sean, who has poured into me every single week and made the path easy. It's every week we get on a call and he gives me like, what's the next step? And the steps are broken out into tasks that are doable for me within a week. And without the Leadership Initiative, I would not have known what I didn't know.
Could you tell everyone, when did you start your business?
I started my business in January. It was actually January 8th of 2020.
Mm-hmm. And so how did you end up, because we're now at the beginning of February of 2021, so where did you end up in terms of revenues and like profit?
So when I started the business and hired Clay, our bank account was sitting on zero, and we ended the year of 2020 with almost a $900,000 revenue.
All right. And were you profitable on that revenue?
Yes, we were between 35 and 40% profitable.
That is awesome. Okay, so just on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how happy were you with the work that the Leadership Initiative did for you?
I would rate you past a 10. So I have actually recommended your company to multiple business owners throughout the year, and will continue to do that because I know that we would not have had the revenue that we created within our first year. And I know that we would not be able to look at the goals that we've created for this coming year and be able to achieve them.
Okay, so we're at the beginning of the year again. What is your big goal? What's your big revenue goal here for 2021?
So our revenue goal for 2021 is $2.25 million.
All right, and so what are we going to have to do here this year in order to make that happen?
Well, we know that we need to execute 5 ideal projects for this year. And we also know that that is more than doable.
Good. Okay. So then I want to talk a little bit about the team building aspect, right? When we started, it was just you. Can you talk a little bit about the process of going from just you to the team that you've built now? And feel free to kind of talk through your team that you have built now.
Absolutely. So getting started, I was always told that starting a business, you really have no idea what you're doing, and I would 100% agree with that. One thing that seems pretty simple that I probably should have known and didn't realize is that I was not a manager of any sort. I had no management, what I would call skills that I had in the past, and I had no experience in management. And with the help of Sean and Clay and their team, they have instilled those skills in me, and they have taught me step by step how to not only manage a team, but to grow a team and how to cultivate a culture within a team that attracts the team members that we're looking for.
Okay. And so how many employees have you hired in that first year of business?
So we've hired 3 employees. There's 4 of us, including myself. And we have, of course, I am what we would call, I guess, principal designer. And then we have another designer who is, by the end of this year, we will title her as a lead designer. We have someone working in our marketing, sales, and human resources. And then we have someone working all of our back end stuff, which would be our administrative, pricing, ordering, tracking, setting up delivery and installs.
Okay, and how did we find this latest employee? I know we've helped you implement a system. You've known some people, right? So some of the people came from your own circle of influence, but can you talk a little about the system we've helped you to set up to find quality people and how that's working for you?
Yeah, so the system that you guys have helped me with is implementing the group interview. And that was something that I pushed off in the beginning. I was very skeptical on it, but now I understand and see the value in it. So what you guys have helped me to do is we hold a group interview every single week, and we basically get first impression, like who out of the group of people that showed up this week is somebody that we think is worth setting up a shadow day with us.
Mm-hmm.
Then what we do is we set up a shadow day. They come in, and if they move to that next level, we then have a personal interview with them. And that was the process in which we put Alicia through, our newest employee. And she has been an employee with us for 4 weeks now. And I would say that she is probably an A player. And I believe the reason that we know that so early in is just because of the process that we followed with the group interview.
Great. Okay. So then talking for a second, marketing and kind of sales wise, from the marketing standpoint, can you talk about kind of your ROI on that, having never been in business before, and we're telling you, spend money here, do this, you got to have this, overall, did you come out on top? Did you lose money? Where do we come out return on investment wise there on the marketing?
Yeah, so we spent a little over $11,000 in marketing, which if you had told me that before I met you, I would have thought that you were crazy, because I would have had great fear in thinking that we were going to dump that kind of money into marketing in our first year. However, after looking at the numbers within the first year, we more than paid for that. We had a profit of, I think, over $12,000 on the money that we put into it.
Great. Okay. And then from a sales standpoint, were you ever trained formally in how to sell in a company, or what, just before you started the company towards now, what have you learned about sales, and how's that kind of helped your company?
So coming into starting the business, I had experience with a network marketing company for a short period of time. And so I had learned, I think, the foundation of sales. However, I feel like you guys have taken that to the next level.
We've helped you put together kind of a workflow for your sales.
Yeah.
How has that workflow impacted your ability to kind of systematically close deals in your company?
So when I started working with you guys, what we started doing pretty soon was putting together a workflow chart and being able to break down the different steps in which our process had to be run to create the sale. And so by doing that, we have really nailed down our workflow process, and we're being able to tighten that up with every project that comes through.
Great.
To save us time and to increase our revenue.
Yeah, got it. Okay, so kind of the same deal. We've taken the workflow mindset for sales and we've kind of applied that to your whole production as well, which, can you talk a little bit about how the production workflow in the actual company systems and the different departments has helped you to be able to manage these people? What are some of the systems that we have helped you to implement across your whole company that are actually helping you to manage people with less time? Like, what are some of the things, maybe the agendas, or maybe some of the stuff you set up in your production workflow? What are some of the systems that are helping you to manage your people?
Yeah, so you guys from the very beginning started helping me to build systems for every task that I was doing. The main reason for that is so that when we brought people into the team, we were able to teach them on that system and they were able to teach someone else on that system. So we were able to basically take my calendar and look at different things that I was doing and see what is the priority, what is not the priority, what can we take off of that calendar and dump onto somebody else's calendar. So we started creating systems for those so that someone else could take over that.
Yeah, and how is that working? Having just brought Alicia on, right, and we had a chance to kind of work on those systems before she came in, how has that played out in her training and getting her up to speed?
It has changed everything. I would say that bringing her in and training her off of systems immediately has just sped that whole process up. I was expecting her to have at least 10 weeks of training, and here we are on 4 weeks. And when we had our morning huddle just this morning, she was pretty good. Like she said, I got this. Like if I have any questions, I'll come to you. Not that she's not completely trained, but she's been trained on the systems and she's working the systems. So it's alleviating more time for me to be able to work more on income producing tasks while she continues to build off of the systems that we've trained her.
Okay, good. I am super glad to hear that. That was the goal. But I want to hop over one more time back to marketing, and I want to talk about the Dream 100 system, because a lot of our clients have never heard of this when they first come to it, and I think you were in the same boat, right? Have you ever heard of the Dream 100?
No, I never heard of it.
Okay, so now that you know what the Dream 100 is, and now that we've got it kind of up and going, we're still working on it, but what kind of results have you seen from that marketing system that is encouraging for you moving into your next year of business?
So I would say that the Dream 100 has been the slowest moving system. It's taken us longer to really get a feel for what that system needs to look like and how it needs to be run, just given the industry that we're in. However, I think that as far as marketing, that is the key place for our marketing is the Dream 100. Right now, that is what is bringing in the ideal leads. And just from the growth and response that we've had from the Dream 100 up to this point, based off of conversations that we're having, our biggest fear right now is that we're going to be gaining too many leads to be able to take on this year.
Get out of here. That's not a problem. That's a positive thing. But we get to be more picky and choosy when that happens, right? I think most business owners just aren't used to that sort of level of control in their business of creating more ideal leads than they need. But we're well on the way of doing that this year. It's going to be a big part of your path. So I'm really looking forward to working with you here in another year. Is there any parting words that you would have for a business owner that might be watching this testimonial right now? Maybe they got a cold call from us, or maybe they saw us online somewhere and they're just trying to decide if this would be right for them. What might you say to them right now?
For anybody that's watching this and considering to hire the leadership initiative, I would say take a leap of faith and dive into it. Be sure that you show up and you are very coachable and you take on the task that they ask you to take on, and know that by doing this and by having the faith in what you're signing up for, that you will grow a business, and you will grow your business fast. And so I would highly recommend this to anybody.
Great. Well, thank you so much. I really look forward to working with you here in the next year. We got big things coming. So we'll end this sucker on 3, 2, 1, boom. All right. 3, 2, 1, boom. Boom.